The Pacers suck. I was right. Halabum is overrated as fuck. As soon as the first quarter, the Cavs came energized and ready to execute. You could immediately tell that the Cavs are just a different team when they have their point guard in Darius Garland. He had a little bit of rust and put himself in some pretty terrible foul trouble, but nothing too damaging. This was also Evan Mobley's first game back since his left ankle injury in Game 1, and it was obvious he maintained a strong defensive presence in the paint throughout the game. He sent a message early on when he sent Haliburton shot to Cancun in the first 5 or 6 minutes. Unfortunately though, he had some pretty serious butterfingers tonight, but that's okay because he luckily never actually did turn the ball over. Thankfully for Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland alleviated a lot of the ball handling and playmaking responsibilities, so Mitchell really just had to do what he does best, and that's be a bucket. As for the Pacers, Miles Turner. Man, this guy is really such an important piece to what they're trying to do. He can do everything. The guy can attack the paint, he spaces the floor to super high level, shooting almost 37% from 3 this season. And he's a menace defensively. He had himself a vicious 3 blocks today. Benedict Mathurin is a dog, and you can tell Pacers fans really love him too because every time he makes a shot, they erupt as if it's a double overtime game winner. But hey, when you're a Pacers fan, you never do have a whole lot to cheer about, so I get it. In that first half, the Pacers shot 33.3% from the field, 27.8% from 3, shot 80% from the free throw line. They had 17 rebounds, 2 of which were offensive rebounds, and 15 being defensive rebounds. 12 assists, 2 steals, 6 blocks, 7 turnovers, which is a big improvement from Game 2 where they had 13 turnovers at halftime. They had 8 fast break points, 18 points in the paint, 12 fouls, and not a single lead in the first half. And the Cavs finished the half shooting 44.6% from the field, 35.4% from the 3-point line, 66.7% from the free throw line. They had 35 rebounds, 13 offensive ones, and 22 defensive ones, 16 assists, 1 steal, 5 blocks, 7 turnovers, 7 fast break points, 34 points in the paint, 12 fouls, and a lead as big as 21 points. Cleveland shot the ball really well tonight. In large part, that's thanks to Max Strus. Strus had a pretty bad start to the series with only 7 points in Game 1, but in Game 2, he played well, and in today's game, that carried over as well. He looked serious out there, and you could tell he understood the moment. He scored 20 points, shooting 4 of 8 from 3, and had 7 assists as well as 7 rebounds tonight. You got to love role players like him. Ty Jerome, on the other hand, is exactly what I don't want in a role player or any player for that matter. He sucked all series, and if it continues to be this bad, I think the NBA needs to investigate him for sports betting, because this is getting ridiculous. Kenny Atkinson couldn't even justify playing him too much tonight. Jerome played a total of 13 minutes today, and it was only then when I really wondered if the Cavs were going to choke their lead. There was a few interesting decisions from the refs today, and tonight was the first time I've personally seen the Pacers head coach almost crash out on the refs. He even had to be held back by his staff. The guy lost his composure for sure. I wouldn't think too much of it though. Emotions run high when your team's not playing well, and also, hey man, this is the playoffs. I'd be more worried if the guy had a smirk on his face and his hands in his pocket like Darvin Ham. The play he was upset about was a Thomas Bryant shot where Jarrett Allen might have fouled him, but I personally thought Allen went straight up and down. But hey, I'm not an NBA head coach, so what do I know? Anyways, by that fourth quarter, the Pacers just really couldn't get anything going for them. It was ugly. Real ugly. They somehow managed to bring it to a 14-point game thanks to TJ McConnell's gritty plays, someone who I believe is one of the best vets in the league right now. But ultimately, they couldn't put the apple in the basket. And the big reason is Tyrese Haliburton did the thing again. You know, the one where the man who's being paid $240 million never shoots the ball. The guy just wants to swing and pass up great shots, which again, I think that's okay to do. But when your team is that cold and in desperate need of a star to carry the offensive load and get them going, as a leader and franchise player, that's when you're supposed to say, hey Pascal Siakam, hey Benedict Mathurin, hey Andrew Nembhard, pass me the ball and get out of the way. Do you really think in a game like this, Carmelo Anthony would have been swinging to the corner guy all fourth quarter? Do you think guys like Michael Jordan, Jason Kidd, or Reggie Miller would have ever willingly passed up shots like this? The answer is no. Earlier this week, I apologized for my tough criticism on Tyrese because in Game 2, he did the complete opposite of tonight. He was playing defense, he was getting his teammates involved, but also shooting the ball himself. And most importantly, in the fourth quarter, he was cinema. The guy was clutch. But it appears I was right after all. It's almost like Tyrese isn't capable of being an elite player unless his team is up 12 points or more. It's getting ridiculous. When they're down, he runs away from the ball, but then he remembers it's his job to handle the ball, so he just plays hot potato and does weird turnaround passes towards the 3-point line. And he'll just spam that move again and again and again until a teammate bails him out. The guy must think it's illegal to, I don't know, maybe try to cook the tiny 6'1" dude named Darius Garland. He's not confident in his shot selection and it's becoming obvious. The reason it's obvious is in that entire second half, Halliburton took only 2 shots, and on top of that, he only took 8 in the entire game. I just don't get it. I really don't. Also, don't think I've let Pascal Siakam off the hook either. Pascal Siakam, you're going to have to do better as well in these types of games. When your role players are struggling and you see your franchise player in Halliburton shying away from the moment, that means you get to shot chuck. If I was a Pacers fan, I'd much rather have seen the Pacers lose and you have 29 shots and 35 points than what we saw tonight. Because at least then, if you maybe get hot, you're giving your team a chance. Also, Indiana just couldn't get a damn rebound today. The Cavs had 14 more offensive rebounds and they just wanted it more. And as a result, they had more offensive possessions, which means they had more opportunities to score. And that they did. The Pacers didn't have an answer for Donovan Mitchell again today as he scored 43 points. Overall, the Pacers' offensive and defensive performance was pathetic. The Pacers have a lot to go over in these next couple of days, and that's not an overstatement. DeAndre Hunter, he also came back today after having suffered a dislocated right thumb, and I'm sure it was sore as hell. He had a calm game today and only scored 8 points, but I'm sure him just being there and suited up made Cleveland feel much more comfortable and back into their normal swing of things. So yeah, here's the end of the game stats and box scores. Cleveland took game 3 pretty easily. They knew it was a must-win game, and you could see that in their effort and execution. Meanwhile, Indiana is going to have to face some pressure in game 4, because even though they did manage to win both games 1 and 2, they have yet to prove that they can compete with the healthy Cleveland Cavaliers. I don't know about you guys, but I can't wait to see game 4. And if you ask me, I'm still sticking with Cavs in 6, baby. But anyways, that's what I think. But you let me know if you think the Pacers have more pressure coming into game 4 than the Cavs do in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn those noties on. Matista signing out!